Hello, 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 hello. Gonna wait for some people to hop on here. When you do get, I guess I'm talking to an empty audience right now. I was gonna say when you hop on, let me know that you're here in the chat, but there's nobody here to do that yet. So we're gonna wait a few minutes. I want to welcome everybody who is catching this on the replay. Today we're gonna be digging into the energies of Sagittarius season a little bit. Sagittarius season, of course, occurring on the 22nd through the 21st of December. So taking us from now essentially right straight on through to that winter solstice, which is always a huge, huge energy. So we have the first, really the entirety of the 12/12 gateway during Sagittarius season, as that begins around the 12th, say probably we'll give it like around the 9th or the 10th of December, moving us, of course, into 12/12 through, I don't know, like these are all approximations, right? Energy is fluid. So we'll be feeling the bulk of it. I'm imagining through the 14th ish, and then resurgence around the 21st. But really, that whole gateway of energy between the 12th and the 21st, just building in intensity as we move from one peak moment at the 12th to the next peak at the 21st. This is where we really feel that energy of timelines converging, of the new Earth timelines anchoring in, the inverted timelines falling away, that splitting or bifurcation becoming more pronounced. It's a major anchoring point for these energies and these splittings of the timelines when we are in this 12/12 gateway, from 12/12 to 12/21. So yeah, let's just keep it simple and call it that whole influx of energy without having to pinpoint specific numbers and dates within that, just from the 12th to the 21st. And of course, right now we are in sort of the resurgence of the 11/11 energies as we move through. Today is the 21st. Tomorrow, as Sagittarius season begins, is the 22nd. So we have 1/1, 1121, 1122, 1123, 23. So the next few days, extremely powerful as well. Hello, Danielle. Hello, Robin. Hello, Galactic Elf. Oh, perfect timing. I love that, Danielle. Safe travels, sending those vibes out for those safe travels. Uh, I have a lot going on right now myself personally, a lot of moving pieces, so to speak, which is why I haven't been doing the weekly readings. Just not enough time for any of that. But I did want to tap in with you guys today, just check in, have that connection with everyone. So I had a moment to jump on for a little live stream, and I decided to seize that moment. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Annika. So much exciting change happening. A lot of changes that I'm going to be discussing with everyone as we move toward the new year here. There's going to be, I think all of us are getting into this energy where we're being asked to switch things up. We're having huge changes. And this is all part of the timeline shift, by the way, right? As we are, all the old is falling away. And I think for many of us on, I was going to say for those of us on the ascension timeline, but I feel like for some people on the descension timeline as well, this might actually be happening too. Everyone's switching timelines. So many people have these powerful changes, but especially I feel like, I guess I would say those of us who are on the ascension timeline, it's like these energies have, it's like a snake shedding its skin. We're all moving into brand new lives, brand new energy. So just trust that change. It is meant to be exactly what it's meant to be. We're all being shifted to the place that we're meant to be for this next phase of our mission, this next phase of our experience on this planet. 555, love it. Yes, fives are my number for changes as well, Robin. Welcome, beautiful. Hi, Jamie. Haven't left your house in over a week. Yeah, I mean, I go through that pretty consistently. I'm such a hermit, really. But it's probably better that way because there's a lot of wild energy going on out there. So yeah, let's talk about this a little bit though. let's talk about Sagittarius season. Sagittarius season is a beautiful energy, right? We're working with that ninth house. We're working with the energy of Jupiter. We are working with that beautiful, mutable fire energy. And so this is the time that is famous for a lot of people getting that travel bug. So we will see people beginning to move around more, or having that desire to travel, whether it's to go see friends, maybe not even a long way away, to especially long distance travels and trips. This is the time where we are a bit more philosophical. We are wanting to get out there. Sagittarius is a very social sign, but we're wanting to have conversations. We're wanting to exchange ideas and philosophies. Yeah, sure. Astral travel as well, Jamie. We understand that travel is not limited to the physical. So absolutely, some people may be working with that travel bug through astral travel. Definitely. So you haven't left your house in over a week, but at the same time, you kind of have left your house, right? We have that desire, that learning bug as well. So people are wanting to educate themselves. People are wanting to study more about different topics, to, like we said, exchange ideas and information. Sagittarius is the sign of the student, the teacher, the gypsy. So there's all of these really fun vibes in the air. Sagittarius season is always a really beautiful time. And it is, of course, the holidays as well, which can be, if you follow traditional holidays, like if you live in, for instance, I base a lot of things off of the US, as this is where I live. And so here, a lot of people celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of that. That energy kind of like sucks you in, even if you don't want to be a part of it, right? And so, some people find it a stressful time, but for a lot of us, it can be a really enjoyable time as well. So really working with that beautiful, positive Sagittarian, that expansive Jupiterian energy is the best way to go about this, I think, to just be in that space of gratitude, to be in that space of connecting to those that we love. It doesn't have to be what we understand perfectly well, that family blood does not necessarily denote family, right? So finding our family, whoever that is, our soul tribe, spending time with them, spending time with ourselves. Like we said, we're in a period of integration and recalibration as we're moving through the end of 2023. So a lot of us have been guided to rest. A lot of us have been guided to take some time off. And I'll be sharing with you guys more of the details of what I have going on after things have concluded. I don't like to share too much of my plans and what I'm doing during when things are in the process of happening. I like to wait until the end. I find that it's better that way. So but just suffice to say, there's a lot going on and a lot of positive things happening, and I'm taking most of the month of December off. I'm still going to be on here with you guys, checking in with you guys and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be doing a whole lot else. I'm going to be pausing clients for the most part, except for perhaps emergency types of situations. And I think we're being guided to really safeguard our energy right now, to take really good care of ourselves, really step up our self-care so that we can allow this recalibration and this integration. For those of you who are interested, I've fallen down some interesting rabbit holes, and I've had a lot of fun looking up. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Carrie K, and it's both with K's. Pete Sapper mentioned her in one of his videos, so I looked her up, and she is absolutely fabulous. And I've been watching quite a few of her videos lately, and so it's interesting. She talks about this energy of different classes of light workers and how the groups of light workers and what each one has been tasked with doing are kind of, a lot of us are switching up our roles because we've gotten really tired, and it's time for us to do something else to assist in holding the light. So there are some really interesting videos on that, and I feel that energy, that's an aspect of this recalibration. Like we're the way that I put it is saying, like, we're all being routed to where we're supposed to be, and on a level beyond what we see and comprehend, our roles are changing as well, which is a really beautiful thing for those of us who require that. Remember, nothing's straight across the board. We're all individuals, and some of us are doing great, but those of us who aren't, and who are needing a break are getting that break, but it's really that need to recalibrate. So I just want to stress to everyone again, like, take care of yourselves. Yeah, check her out. She's really, I like her vibe a lot. I really, really do. And yeah, she has a tribe and stuff that you can join as well. And I'm going to be creating something similar for us, kind of taking us, I'm finding different ways to sort of take us off YouTube, or being so heavily dependent on YouTube. So like I said, I'm going to be slowly transferring. Hopefully I'm going to try to move a lot of the live streaming over the next period of however long, over to Rumble, which is like the next YouTube, but with freedom of speech, which is really cool. I see that really growing and expanding and allowing for expansion in ways that YouTube just doesn't anymore. I mean, it does for some people, but I'm just not feeling that call like that. Like YouTube is really, it's not the place to be anymore. You know what I mean? There's too many safeguards against that prevent the growth of, especially, when you're sharing from a heart-centered place, because there is so much heavy dark energy. So we are going to be transitioning hopefully, and also doing some more private kind of stuff. So I'll be announcing more of that stuff as we continue moving forward. And then TikTok, I'm becoming more and more active on TikTok. So I know not everybody does TikTok. I know some people really enjoy, and I do enjoy like the YouTube like format, which is where the Rumble's going to come in. But also I'm finding a lot of really great expansive energy around TikTok. They make it really easy to grow, really easy to it's just there's just it's a different vibe, a different energy. I do have my Rumble link in the description, and I'm trying to get as many people to join ahead of time as possible. I haven't started posting content on Rumble yet, but I'm going to be. And I'm also, like I said, I'm going to be trying to move this channel over to Rumble. So I'm going to be posting a lot of the videos that I post on here. I'm going to also post on there, but I'm going to start live streaming, and I'm going to start live streaming on both platforms. And then at some point, cut the live stream off on YouTube and keep going on Rumble, especially as we start talking about stuff that I can't say on YouTube. That's when we're going to cut this off and just continue to go on there. But you have to have a certain number of subscribers and different things in order to be able to stream on Rumble. So I'm in the process of building that up right now. I think we're at like 20 something right now over there, which might actually be enough. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's as we move into 2024, we're going to be doing more and more stuff on there. And I think that we'll have, at least like the bulk, the meat of our tribe here that will move over onto there. And they're continuing to upgrade their features and stuff like that. Like I said, that is the future of free speech. That platform is going to be the next YouTube. I feel that very strongly. And the sooner we can kind of go with the flow of that, it's like being on YouTube right now. Like, I love all of you guys are so incredibly amazing. The tribe that we've built here, the energy, like, you are my heart. I love you all so, so much. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, as far as like producing content on YouTube and stuff, it just feels kind of like trying to beat a dead horse. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are what is great about YouTube. So we're going to continue to grow our tribe and our community, but we're going to get more creative about the ways of doing it. It's probably going to be some type of membership thing that I'm going to start offering too. And we'll do like private, like Zoom calls or something like that, a couple times a month or something like that. I don't know. I got some different ideas that I'm playing around with of ways that we can kind of like continue to grow this together. But let's get into it here. Sagittarius season clear. I really want to pull some cards. We're going to use the Intuit Oracle to kind of get going today. Yeah, the censorship is just absolutely insane. And a lot of people, it's like they may not notice it because they don't say a lot of stuff that's really trying to be censored. But yeah, it's pretty intense. I don't know. For those of you who remember my channel, who have been here for quite some time, you probably remember, what was it? Probably a couple of years ago now, when I had that period of time where I had to spell out all the words that I was saying that I thought might be getting me censored, because they kept flagging me and giving me warnings, saying that my content was promoting violence and bullying and different things like that. It was pretty crazy. Like I thought they were gonna shut us down, and I don't know. So far, I fought it, and I got one of the strikes overturned, but the other one stayed on my account as a warning. And the crazy thing is, they don't even tell you what you said or did. They don't even tell you so that you can do something different. It's like the craziest system that they have, and you can't even actually get in touch with a real person. It was so wild. I was just like, anyone who actually watches my videos knows that I do the opposite of promoting violence. You know what I mean? But it was just like, it was really interesting though, because what it did was, that was when I actually started my TikTok channel, because I was like, okay, clearly I can't have all my eggs in one basket here, because YouTube is kind of like, there's some crazy stuff going on there, and it's probably only going to get worse. I think that was when they first introduced the new AI software, and so it was just flagging all kinds of different words and things like that, and it was all being done through AI. And I do also, of course, believe that the AI can pick up on they can pick up on vibration and energy like that as well. And so oftentimes people do get targeted when they're the energy that they're putting through. It's like it can read the energy too. And there's certain, of course, kinds of energies that they want to shut down, which is the opposite of the energies they say they're trying to control, right? And so this is some of the stuff that we're going to get more into once we get onto Rumble, is and we're able to like really, really come out there. Right. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. And then a lot of people were really having difficulty with the with me spelling out the words. We lost some people from the tribe. It was getting bad. And then I realized that really what that was about was, it was a test of my sovereignty. It was a test of my willingness to speak my truth. And like, was I going to back down to fear and allow myself to be censored to that degree? Or was I going to stand in my own sovereignty, stand in my own truth, and have the courage to speak what needed to be spoken? And so it was sort of like an initiation in that sense. And I stopped spelling words. I got back to just speaking the truth, to the degree that I was, I felt ready and able to at that point. And it was a beautiful energy of that, a beautiful freedom when I stopped worrying about that again. And we've just kind of mostly flown by the seat of our pants since then. But like I said, there are certain things that you simply cannot, you cannot say or talk about outright without being censored on here. And so, yeah, it's going to be fun when we don't have to worry about that energy at all. But it definitely was sort of an initiation in stepping more into my truth and my power. And instead of like catering to that energy and that fear. Hello, beautiful ancient chick. I didn't say hi earlier, but hello to you. Hello, fresh start. All right, so the first card we had out was the King of Water, which is like the King of Cups. This is Cancer energy. Moon energy represents the Chariot. Ooh, then we have Sagittarius, which is the season that we are reading for right now. Prince of Fire, relating to the Temperance card. All right, so two major arcana energies coming out. Jupiter and the Moon here. And the Moon, I'm feeling like I want to check my chart and see, as we're doing this reading right now, what sign the Moon is currently in. I had it set right now for the full moon in Gemini, which is going to be on the 27th of November, coming up here. Hello, Julie Lynn. Oh, welcome, beautiful. I just sent you an email, I think a little bit ago, or was it yesterday? I don't know. But love you, appreciate you. Yeah, we're going to have so much fun on there. Yeah. So grateful for you as well. Hello, Stanley. Welcome, brother. Hello, Eve. I love you guys. All right. Yeah, so I was looking a little bit at that full moon in Gemini. The sun's still going to be within conjunction range of Mars and Ceres to a certain extent. So we still have that beautiful energy. We're just, that activation of Mars and the sun is so potent, and we're going to be feeling it for such a long time. So if you guys haven't watched the video that I did a quick video. By quick, it's like a half hour, right? Quick for us. On that, the Mars Sun conjunction, because that's really setting the tone for the next 2 years. And I feel that as assisting us in anchoring in this current timeline, as we're shifting timelines, anchoring in this current new Earth, the new Earth timeline. The moon is currently in Pisces. All right. Yeah. And we're on the 21st today. Right, currently still in that opposition to Uranus. So essentially, we're going to have the same lineup during the full moon in Gemini, except the moon is going to swap out with Uranus in that opposition to the sun and Mars here, and also loosely Ceres. And the moon, as we are recording this, yes, in the beautiful sign of Pisces, close within conjunction range of Neptune. All right, so we're really feeling those moon energies right now. Yeah, I feel like there is some significance to the moon conjunct Neptune today. Today's a day where the veil is very thin, especially during these resurgence of the 11/11 portal energies. So really working with that energy. I feel like our emotions, our higher self is speaking to us through our emotions today. And it may continue to do that as we move through Sagittarius season. So really be aware of your emotional nature and what it's teaching you about your own truth, the ways that your higher self is using your emotional nature to communicate with you. Our emotional nature and our bodies. And so what is the thing that I'm trying to think of right now? Hopefully it'll come to me clearly, right? We're talking about this, how feelings and emotions express within the body. Like there's that connection with the body is so deep when it comes to our feelings and our emotions. That's why if we suppress them, they end up in the body. They end up trapped in the body. And they, of course, eventually end up causing all kinds of issues for us. Wild dreams. Yeah, that makes sense. You should. If you're thinking you should write a book, then you probably should, right? Those thoughts don't jump into our mind for nothing. Absolutely. I would read it, Eve. I would definitely read it. You're very funny as well. You have a great sense of humor. So I feel like it would be a very entertaining read. I also feel like for some reason, people with Cancer placements, there's going to be an intensity of energy around Sagittarius season for those of us with Cancer planets. And I just feel like what this is saying is it's like, the energy of the moon is going to be much more pronounced. There's something happening with the moon right now. It's like an activation of the moon. Remember, she was restored to her crystalline template. The moon was inverted for a long time, the energy of it. There was a lot going on with the moon. The moon has been restored. The way that we are connected with the crystalline, the true template of the moon's energy. And I feel like there's something happening with that right now. And the ways that rejuvenation, if you will, of the moon's energies and her divine crystalline template is helping to restore our own crystalline templates. So really working with water and working with the moon and the cycles of the moon. Cancers, we naturally, and I say we because I am a Cancer rising, right? And so are you, that ancient chick. I love it. I'm going to call you AC, just because it's going to be faster and easier. Unless you have a name that you'd like to go by that I can call you. I'm going to call you AC. Yeah, so you know, those of us Cancer, especially with the big three, right? Cancer, Sun, Moon, rising. we really are governed by the moon in a lot of ways. We feel those cycles very intensely. I feel like everyone's really going to be feeling those as we're moving through the Sagittarius season. It is a fire sign, right? So there's that fire energy, that sun type energy. Of course, Sagittarius being ruled technically by Jupiter. Faye, I like that. Oh, that's beautiful. We'll call you. I love that, Faye. So but it's the moon. The moon is going to be so active. We're going to be receiving activations through her. She is assisting us. She's assisting. So what the moon is doing right now is she is assisting in balancing and recrystallizing the waters within our bodies, right? Because we are primarily water. Think about all of the water within us as like these like think about, so what I'm being called to reference is the experiment that they did where they would meditate different emotions into water and look under a microscope, and you could see the water crystals looked like snowflakes, different patterns of snowflakes, depending on what vibration, what intent was meditated into the water. So imagine that swimming through your entire body. Your entire body is full of these water crystals. And so they are, through radiation, through toxins, through all the frequencies and vibrations and all the negativity that is pumped into us and at us, right? That those crystals begin to, like, the pattern of the water crystals within our body is off. This is returning the true blueprint to the water crystals within our bodies, recrystallizing, so to speak. That's what the moon's doing for us right now. So really meditating with the moon, setting that intention to connect with the crystalline, with the true organic crystalline moon. All right, allowing her rays, figuratively or literally, to fill you, and consciously working with her in this process is going to make it that much more powerful. And of course, doing this every time we drink any water that we put into our bodies, we're always setting that intention. We're sending that love to the water, setting that intention to restore it to its original crystalline blueprint before we drink it. And now, of course, setting that intention as well, that it bring us healing, that it bring through this process of recrystallization as well. So working with the moon through the water as well is going to be really powerful as we move. Always, but especially during Sagittarius season, and especially right now and through that 12-12-12-21 gateway. This is also as we work with the water through what we're drinking and the moon through what we're drinking, that hydration is going to be key for us as well right now. Oh, I love that, Jamie. 1122. It's 223 here right now. It was 222 probably when you well, obviously when you type that. Oh, Sagittarius is your moon. No kidding. So we got two of your major placements on the table then, Faye. All right. That's all I'm feeling for right now as far as this is concerned. Let's continue going. A lot of restless emotions for some people as we're moving through Sagittarius season. Remember, we are purging and releasing a lot, so we're going to be feeling that. And once again, as well, that travel bug in Sagittarius season, if you are feeling restless, if you are feeling antsy, get up and do something. Move your body, change your location. This is the natural energy of Sagittarius. And so it's going to feel good for us to get moving, for us to be out and about in different places, in different energies. Of course, always maintaining the sovereignty of our own energetic field. Yeah, I love that. It's the water, that energy is so important. That's so big and so important. I wonder what time it was. I wasn't looking at my live stream clock, but it's now 29 minutes. It was probably close to that as well, as far as how many minutes had elapsed here. Yeah, if you've been wanting to go on a trip and you have the means and are able, Do it. Do it. So we have a third person card that came out here. Oh, and I want to say before I get into this energy here, which is always fun, if anybody has missed, and I know the video I posted on the 369 method, there was an echo to the guy's voice for some reason when I did the duet. And some people found it hard to listen to because of that. I thought it sounded kind of cool, so I left it. Kind of like almost like I don't know, some kind of magical quality to it or something. But a lot of people found it annoying. But I posted a video of this guy describing the 369 method. So it's something that I've started doing actually on 11/11, and I'm going to continue to do. And it's so where you pick, and I picked 3 things that I want to manifest. All right. And this is called scripting. 369 scripting. So basically 3 times a day, not basically 3 times a day. Well, actually, yes, basically, because sometimes I forget at least one of those times, but it's still working. I've been seeing the echoes of these timelines merging with me since I started doing this. Thank you, Eve. I know a bunch of people are like, you can't really understand him. And I was like, oh, crap. Well, it's like, yeah. But, in the morning, about mid-afternoon, and then at night, ideally before you go to bed, you write out 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times in the evening, each of these things that you're wanting to manifest. And you write them out in present tense as though they are currently happening, right? Because we don't want to manifest something in the future. We don't want to manifest more waiting, right? We want it to be happening now. So I have, I am, I do. Present tense stuff. But it's been really fun. And like I said, I've seen some really funny echoes from the universe showing me that my manifestations are coming and much more quickly and in a much more aligned way than I might have even thought. So it's been super fun so far working with the energies of that. And I'm going to continue to do it daily. It's becoming more of a ritual and a habit at this point. So I'm forgetting less, but some days I don't think it's the end of the world. It's still up. It still appears to be working, right? It's that energy, especially I like to read it to myself afterwards and then speak it out loud at least one of the times that I write it, because words become even more powerful when they are spoken out loud. And then of course we want to match the frequency of our intentions. That's how we actually bring them into our reality, right? But something about the repetition of writing it out and thinking it consistently, it's like affirmations, right? So we become more of a matching vibration because it becomes more and more believable, and it feels more and more like that's the way it really is as we repetitively are continuing to write it and put that energy out there. It feels more natural to me every single time I write it. Like, yeah, this is what it is. So yeah, it's powerful in that way as well. So I wanted to get that out, and I wanted to share that with you guys before we get into this energy here. And actually what I'm feeling for this right off the bat is that this is less about like somebody cheating or an energy like that, and more like the energy of people taking on other people's energies. Okay. Hello, Galactic Elf. Love you so much. So glad that you're here. Just wanted to get that hello out there. I saw your message about your signal being unstable. We love you and appreciate you. And however you are able to participate, we are grateful for it. I love it. Yes. Yes, Faye. Beautiful. Journal of everything I already have and set it on my altar. Yes, exactly. Allow yourself to experience how you'd feel if you have the things, exactly, the feeling of it being fulfilled. And that's what I mean about, like, as you write it and you repeatedly, you begin to feel it more and more, and it feels not like you're imagining that you have it, but it really sets in that energy of feeling like you have it already, because the feeling and the matching vibration, which when we feel like you said what it would feel like if we already had those things, that's when we are becoming that makes us a matching vibration to it. All right, that's the energy that pulls it in, is being that matching vibration. Yeah. And then of course, staying that matching vibration is what keeps it in our reality. That's a whole different story, right? So yeah, for this, I'm feeling one of the things here is taking on other people's energies. I also feel like, especially for some people, like if you are needing to go spend time with your family, hello Sarah, for the holidays, I feel like spirit's like saying don't let yourself, like some of you guys have challenging families, we're going to put it that way. You love them, but they're challenging to be around, and they are still operating in a lower frequency band. Some of them might gossip a lot. It might be that your siblings squabble with each other quite a bit. Maybe somebody has a partner that everyone else doesn't like, or maybe you have a partner that everyone else doesn't like, and you're worried about how they're going to treat that person. uh I don't know, I'm just seeing a lot of energies with that. So spirit's saying make sure you really guard your energy well. Make sure that you don't allow your vibration to fall to match theirs and get sucked into any of the drama or any stuff like that. Like, you don't have to do that. This is a great opportunity for you to be the most powerful vibration that exists in the room, right? And really practice that. Really practice being able to walk into a room and not synchronize to somebody else's vibration, but be that dominant vibration that allows other people to synchronize to you. And I think some of you guys are going to notice this actually happening, and it's going to show you how much you actually have grown, which is going to be really cool. For some of you guys, this is just a warning to not take on other people's energies or to look at certain situations in your life. Because for some people, I feel like what's happening here is there is something that you want to do, or there's some way that you're looking at yourself and you think it's your belief system about yourself, especially if this is something that's limiting you, but it's actually not. What spirit wants you to understand is this is somebody else's belief system that you've taken on, and you're getting an opportunity to free yourself from that and realize that the limitations that you've been placing upon yourself, I always do this, I'm not good at that, I couldn't be successful at that. It's not yours, it's theirs. And you've taken it on, and it is like a projection Faye, but it's different in the sense that like they may be projecting it onto you, but it's like you're taking it in, you're absorbing it. And so this is giving an opportunity to release that, to let that go and not fall into that energy and really take the power back. Okay, because people can project energy at us all day long. It's not going to affect us unless we allow it, unless we own it, unless we resonate with it, right? If there's an aspect of us that vibrates at that level, that vibrates with that truth, with that energy, that's when we will take it on as our own. Otherwise, we won't. Right. So it's like you're going to start recognizing where some of these things that you thought were true about you or true for you are actually don't belong to you at all. And where some of those are, it's not even necessarily, it's like any people in your life, they're just representing like a collective energy here as well, collective belief systems that we're in the process of shedding and releasing here. And I feel like somebody else here, for some other people, I feel like some people may be meeting like an interesting stranger during Sagittarius season. And this isn't like stranger danger. This is like a stranger that's like a really fascinating, interesting person that almost like, for some of you, I feel like there's a stranger that has a message for you. And you're going to know if this that sounds hot. Yeah. I love you, Jamie. um and they're gonna have a really profound message for you, and you're gonna know if this is you, because it's like they're gonna sit down and they're gonna, it almost is like they're just gonna sit down and start talking to you. I feel like for somebody, they're gonna sit down and start talking to you like you were in the middle of a conversation, and what they're gonna say is exactly what you needed to hear from source, from spirit. Tell me more about this stranger here. And backtracking as we are pulling cards for the stranger energy here. Spirit wants me to use another deck in a second here for the stranger. But It's just like, this is just spirit reiterating, like, don't let yourself get pulled into anybody's drama this season. All right. Don't take on anybody's energy. Don't take responsibility for somebody else's energy, for anybody else's projections. Like we said, really know what's yours and what's theirs. Really know, have courage and confidence, and hold your boundaries strong. All right. Clear. Hello, Vita. Hello, Pippi. Welcome. All right. Tell me more about the stranger. The eagle came out with opportunity, new hope, clear vision and perspective, past, present, future. Ooh, I almost got like time traveler energy there a little bit. That's fascinating. Almost like for someone here, it's like somebody, it's like this is so weird. Like somebody traveling through time to relay a message. And there's something else that's coming through with that time traveling energy as well too, which is just that we are in a period where we are, as we are retrieving these aspects of our soul, of our energy, where we are merging with ourselves on different timelines, including aspects of our future selves. Okay. So that's what's happening for a lot of us just in general. There's this energy of us needing to collect all these fragmented pieces of our soul from all of these different timelines, all of these different dimensions and realities, and to become whole in our energy. This is part of what we need to do in order to ascend, is to collect all these fractured aspects of ourselves. And so some of those are coming into people, and also some people are merging with like we said, future versions of themselves, which is really cool. Hello, Plune, welcome. So a lot of cool stuff where that's concerned. But this literally, where that is, it's like this person, this stranger, is here to deliver a message to help give you a clearer vision and perspective of your past, present, future, of the entirety of your timeline, existence. I don't know what words to really use for that, but it's like, and for somebody, it's like this person is you from a future timeline, or connected to you in a future timeline. So that's really wild. That's going to be really interesting for someone. If that happens for someone, will you come back and tell us about that so that we know? I would really love to hear about that, because that is super cool. And I think a lot of us right now, because we are in this process of merging with ourselves on higher timelines and our future selves, right? We are receiving communication from our future selves, right? Higher self, future self, all of it. All right, let's get more. Anything else here that wants to come through for this stranger energy here? Clear. Yeah, for some people, it's like there's somebody, a stranger coming through to offer you an opportunity. Oh, that's a great song, Vita. That's one of my favorite albums by Madonna. The album that song's on. Is that Beautiful Stranger? Which album is that? Is that Bedtime Stories? Or Bedtime Stories is one of my favorite albums from Madonna. But or Beautiful Stranger, that's more of her recent ones, right? Was that from Ray of Light, actually? Beautiful Stranger? Now I can't remember. Yeah, somebody, if you could, which one was it? Ray of Light? Or yeah, I think it was Ray of Light, right? Which is funny, right? Think about the title of that song, talking about activations and all the such. I feel like going back and listening to that album, actually. There might be messages in that album for some of us, Ray of Light. Interesting. That was a good one. I think that was the album. That's what the album was called, right? Ray of Light. That was one of her later, more recent albums when she kind of like reinvented herself and came out in the like the 90s or early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. I forget what other songs were on that album. Celebration? That's what the album was called? Interesting. All right. Tell us more about this stranger energy. Some people, for some people too, right? It's a general reading. We're hitting on a lot of energies here. Celebration, huh? Oh, maybe that was the album after Ray of Light, huh? Oh, yeah, definitely. If anyone, thank you for that reminder to make sure people hit that like button. All right. So for some other people with this stranger energy or this third party energy, third person energy here, this is just the energy of people in our lives who are kind of in there. We got the Queen of Wands reversed. We have the Page of Cups reversed, Seven of Pentacles, and then the Three of Pentacles in reverse. All right. So there's a lot of energy here of people not in the best place. And this is going to happen. Remember, we are going through a huge timeline jump and another bifurcation right now. So people who are on the lower timeline, right? Remember, there's millions of timelines, but there are two major timelines right now, okay? And so people who are on the lower timeline and people who are on the higher timeline, right? And we're not saying this with judgment, right? It's just higher vibrational timeline, lower vibrational timeline, 3D, 5D, right? Inverted, organic, however you want to look at it, right? There's no judgment here. It's just a different experience. People on that lower timeline, they're really going through a lot right now. We're going through a lot, right? Everybody's going through a lot. It's the thing that's really determining the timeline is how we're handling it, right? Major changes are happening. People are being pushed. People are going through initiations, through activations. And it's all about how we're handling this energy. Are we going into victim consciousness? Are we blaming? Are we projecting? Are we shaming? Are we willing to look at our wounds and heal them? Or are we running from them and trying to bury them? And remember, for those people who are not protecting their energy, for people who are really falling into these lower vibrations and energies and allowing themselves to stay stuck there and marinating in that energy, it's like a free-for-all entity, free-for-all, right? Like an all-you-can-eat buffet. And so we want to send love, but we don't want to allow ourselves to get dragged into that energy. All right, this is just going back to that original point. We're all building and creating something right now. What do you want to build and create? And who do you want to be on your team with you? All right. And this is happening for a lot of us too. Like because our timelines are shifting, people who are on, like we may be noticing people falling into that lower timeline, and there may be people that we love very much. We can't chase them down. All right. We have to just continue to be those way showers. All right. People can get lost trying to drag other people up right now. It's not about that. Everybody has to go through their own initiation. Everybody, like, yes, we want to be there for each other. We want to support each other, but we can't allow ourselves to, it's like, we can offer somebody a life, like a life vest, but we can't be somebody's life vest. You know what I mean? Hello, Third Eye Vision. Welcome. Oh, I love that. Garbage is one of my all-time favorite bands, Eve, and that's one of my all-time favorite albums by them. Yeah, version 2.0 and whatever the one with the feathers on the cover. I'm having trouble remembering the name of that album. Those two albums. Um so good. So good. That is a band that I would love to see live someday. I think they came to where I was within the past couple of years, but I wasn't. I think it was like around the time that I had the baby or something, and I wasn't able to go. I was so upset. Um, they're great. Shirley Manson, right? Enough said. Okay, so yeah, we have to continue to allow ourselves to expand. This is a really important time of like really driving home that point of not shrinking our light, right? To make other people feel more comfortable. And it's going to be a roller. Yeah, absolutely, Pippi. Yep. Yeah. Ever since Venus retrograde began. Yeah. It's been a while here, this energy, and it goes through peaks and valleys of intensity. All right. It's not easy for anyone. And a lot of us are going through these dark nights of the soul. We're all going through these periods of feeling discouraged, right? Maybe starting to trying to fall back. For me, it's like there have been a couple times where I've tried to fall back into some old coping mechanisms, at least just for, to get a couple minutes of like some type of gratification or relief. And it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. Like those old timelines, those old ways of being are rejecting us. And so it's like, are we allowing that ourselves to be ejected, or are we clinging on to the old? Right? Because these timelines, and Carrie Kay talks about this, and I love the way that she put it, they will literally eject us when the time has come for us to move into a different reality. All right. We can hold on and we can make our lives living hell, quite literally, if we choose, or we can allow them to fall away. And so as these timelines are ejecting us, we're going to be seeing it may look like people rejecting us, people moving away from us. It may look like jobs rejecting us. It may look like anything and anyone. And just trust that and know, and it's going to hurt like hell sometimes. You know, I have friends, people that I've been close to, that I love very, very deeply, that I've been connected to for a very long time, who are falling out of my reality right now. And it's like, there's a big part of me that wants to go out of my way to try to hang on to them, to try to bring them back into my reality, to try to lift them up. But I don't have the extra bandwidth for that right now. Like like I said, I haven't shared with you guys all the stuff that's happening, but there's some major changes and things going on in my life too, really positive stuff. But it's like it's hard. It's hard to let go. And it's hard to allow people to walk their path and not try to intervene. You know what I mean? But we just got to trust, and we got to know that everybody has their own journey, right? We all chose what we chose in order to evolve and grow. And we have to allow people that free will. We have to allow people the choice to grow the way that they want to grow. That's what their soul needs, right? We didn't come here to short circuit or shortchange somebody else's growth. We did come here to be responsible for our own energy and focus on our own growth. And that's what we're doing right now. That's what's happening. Absolutely. The path is narrow, as a friend of mine used to say. Oh, yeah. Eve said she has also had people coming in from the past that she knows her higher self is telling her to stay away from and not go backwards. So this is where some of the old timelines are trying to pull us back. The energies are trying to tempt us back into an older version of ourselves, right? So that's a spiritual test in and of itself. All right. And it's almost like our energy, like when we get in those those moments of resistance or frustration or feeling lost, sometimes it's almost like there's an aspect of our energy that calls that back in for a moment. And then it gives us that option of like, oh, you really want to go here? Do you want to do that? Because here's the door, it's open. And then it's like when we realize that we don't want to walk through the door, that makes us that much more committed to our new timeline. And sometimes we do take a step through that door, dip a toe through, and then we're like, oh, whoa, no, I don't want to be there again. You know what I mean? Oh, Sarah, that's so funny. When you were talking about that, I was literally imagining him looking at you, but it wasn't him looking at you. It was like your old timeline looking at you. Like you're going to come over. Like, what are you doing? What are you up to? Where'd you go? So it's like an old abandoned timeline of yours, literally looking at you, scoping you out to see what was happening. Yeah. Yeah, it's like the Matrix, like the inverted Matrix. Like, hey, want to come play? What are you doing? Where'd you go? Yeah, that's wild. That is super crazy. Uh-huh. It's so funny. It's so funny. Oh yeah, Scorpio season, true, exactly. I think we're all going to feel at least a little bit of fresh air as we move out of Scorpio season. God bless them all. God bless. I mean, Pluto's my favorite planet. I love Scorpio energy, but it's fucking intense, you guys. Like, I have so much respect for Scorpios, people with strong Scorpio in their charts, and what they go through, honestly. We all need that energy. We all need to be able to tap into it and utilize it. It is part of what helps us to grow the most. But like, I like being able to dip into it and access the reserves and when I need it. You know what I mean? Oh, in your fifth house. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. My Scorpio energy is in my fifth house too. And then I have Pluto and Scorpio in the fourth. So I feel it intensely there as well. There's definitely a highly plutonic aspect to my nature, but at least I don't have a lot of intense Scorpio placements to back it up. Pluto and Scorpio Pluto wasn't in Scorpio for very long. It's a very short and intense generation that was produced during Pluto and Scorpio. And definitely depending on where that falls in your chart, you feel that energy more. If you have that placement, any of these generational placements, if you have these energies in your fourth, eighth, or 12th house, or your first house, really, I feel like you probably feel them a little bit more, just because the water houses, those are the houses of the soul, right? And that first house is how we identify ourselves. It is that house of sort of that outer aspects of the personality and the self. Of course, the fourth, eighth, and 12th being like the deeper vestiges of the self, right? So I think when we have planets there, like, we feel them on a very deep level. So yeah, I definitely, that gives me that connection to the plutonic energy. My galactic signature is ruled by Pluto as well. But yeah, definitely glad that I didn't have too many other planets there. My mother is a double Scorpio. She is a Scorpio sun and a Scorpio rising, and that's a whole lot of energy. I bow down to her for working with that for an entire lifetime. You know what I mean? And I have a close friend who's a Scorpio rising. I dated someone once who was a Scorpio rising, and that was intense. It's anytime as a Cancer rising, the sun moves through Scorpio. I mean, we feel that. And Scorpio season this year was especially intense. So that was a super long-winded way of saying, like, yeah, I think Sagittarius season is going to be a real breath of fresh air for a lot of us. All right, let's see if I want to pull. We got Strength on the bottom of the deck. Love that energy for us as a closing card from that deck. And I want to close with a couple Intuit Tarot cards here for Sagittarius season. Clear. Pisces midheaven. Yep. Yep. My midheaven is in Aries, which I'm sure nobody can see that, right? Yeah, the last few years. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we really kicked this ascension process into full gear with 2020. So it's It's not going to slow down anytime soon. If anything, the energies are just going to continue to speed up and get more intense. We're just going to continue to get stronger, right? And burn brighter. And when I say burn, I mean that in a very positive way, right? As we continue to go. As we continue to move through. So these energies are going to get easier and easier to navigate as we become more and more experienced. And as we continue to release the resistance, release the ego attachment, release the false self, right? And we got the Scorpio, the death card underneath strength. So I love that. All right, let's get a couple closing cards for Sagittarius season here. 22 archetypes in the galactic calendar can be linked to the major arcana and the tarot. Oh yeah, I would. Ooh, Pippi. I haven't thought of that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence. There are 22 and 22. 2222. I love that. Oh my God, how fun would that be to make those connections and try to figure out which felt like it resonated with which. Oh, I love that. Yes, it is. All is connected. I felt like I wanted to say there, like, all that is organic. Zero Fool is Yellow Sun. I could see that, Pippi. Yep. All right, we have Knight of Swords in reverse and Knight of Wands, or Nine of Wands in reverse. Choose your battles. Yeah, this energy just continuing. And then we got the Four of Wands upright on the bottom of the deck, which is gorgeous energy. But and 11 energy, right? This energy this is like what Spirit really wants us to know for this live stream, obviously. Choose your battles this Sagittarius season. Don't get sucked into the drama there. It's in the cards, you guys. There's going to be drama erupting with people. All right, we talked about this new Mars cycle kicking off as well, right? At which we are still within. And on the 27th, we're that new moon in Gemini, or full moon in Gemini, rather. Is also the full moon in Gemini is going to be still conjunct Mars. We got 2 years of this energy, but the beginning of it here with that Mars Sun Kazemi is really stirring people up, I think, stirring energies up. And there is going to be a lot of intensity. There's a lot that's purging and releasing right now as people are orienting through different timelines. It's just... It's wild stuff, wild energies, you guys. So do not get pulled into the drama. Choose your battles. Focus on the good things, because a lot of us that are shifting into these, that are still on this, we're not shifting. We've already been in the positive, the organic timeline, and we're shifting into higher and higher frequency timelines. We've got a lot of beautiful stuff coming in. We've got a lot of beautiful energies and shifts and changes. If we embrace them as such, and if we release the resistance, some of us, it's going to take a little bit of perspective to see how beautiful. It's like some of us don't recognize the beauty, the true beauty of what's happening for us for what it is yet. And Spirit's saying we need to allow that perspective to emerge. All right. Or check our perspective. Some of us, and I love that we got 22 likes right now while everyone's talking about the twos. Some of us see and recognize exactly how beautiful the shifts and changes that are happening for us right now are. And it's like Spirit saying, focus on those. Don't let haters detract from that energy. Don't let people make you feel guilty. Don't let people steer you off your path. Don't let people pull you into their drama, because as we are moving more and more away from the lower timeline, there's going to be energies and people, like we've been talking about in this live stream, that are trying to pull us back. Don't allow that to happen. All right. And as your inner warrior is activated from this conjunction with Mars, as we have this new Mars cycle going on and everything that's happening, do not allow this surge of empowerment to cause you to fight battles that you don't need to fight. All right. Don't let it cause you to fight at all. Remember, we fight best with love. All right. And choose your battles also means like notice where it is that you're resisting or trying to self-will situations and work with surrendering more. And don't get stuck with one perspective of like, this is how this is supposed to happen. Because for a lot of us are going through major shifts and changes where it's like, we might even think that we know how we're going to be doing certain things or how things are going to look like. You know, how I just gave you guys an outline of like some of the stuff that I was planning on putting into play in 2024, as far as like where I'm feeling guided through social media and through building the tribe and the platform. Who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe that's not how it's going to happen at all. We need to be open to how things are going to happen and like allow the universe to come in, allow this higher timeline to emerge, and allow what's meant to be. All right. And to become. The energy right now is literally like the energy of like the becoming. We are all becoming our higher selves, right? A higher version of ourselves. We are becoming a more healed, a more whole version of ourselves. We are becoming more aligned. We are becoming the next, it's like the next chapter, the next version of ourselves. That's the energy that we're in right now. So don't be the wrench in the works here, essentially, by resisting or getting stuck to one vision or one way of doing things or accomplishing something, because the universe has way more, they got way more in store for us than we can even imagine. Oh, that's so funny, Eve. My screen name for something used to be Beautiful Disaster. I can't remember what it was. Remember back when you used to have screen names instead of using your real name? Some people still, like, there are people on here that have essentially like screen names, right? Facebook tried to do away with the screen names because they want to be all up in your business and they want to make sure that they know who you are so they can monitor you correctly, right? So they did away with your ability. When we moved from MySpace to Facebook, anonymity kind of got dropped to a certain extent, right? You can still have screen names on Facebook, but you have to be crafty about it so they think it's a real name, right? Like I don't use my last name on Facebook. I at least found a way around that. Because it felt creepy to me when it first came out. I was like, I don't trust that. Like, why do you need to know my real name? Like, what is this? Like, no, what kind of fuckery is this? Is essentially like where I was going with that. And I still kind of feel that to a certain extent, right? But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, Beautiful Disaster. I love, that's one of my favorite 311 songs. And that was my handle for something for a long time. Hmm. Yeah. Going through a gentle blessing or a brief blessing. Right. But either way, it's all a blessing. Everything can be a blessing if we see it as such, right? And that's the way of like checking our perspective. Oh yeah, share that. I would love for you to share that with us, Pippi. The passage or where it is that we can read that. Oh, do you have an album? Are you an artist, Faye? We would love to hear that. Oh, it is. Yes, she is. All right, beautiful. On SoundCloud, how do we look that up? What's it under? What's your so the album's called Beautiful Disaster on SoundCloud. All right. Fifi May Empire. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna write that down. Where's something that I can write with here? I want to make sure that I don't forget that. Because I don't know about you guys. Remember how we were talking about how bad our memories have gotten? Mine has not improved any since we had that conversation about that. All right, let me make sure I get this right. I'm sure it's amazing. I'm looking forward to checking that out. There's so much empowered music coming out, you guys, like spiritually centered empowered music. It's so amazing. Oh, did you get kicked out of the chat, Jamie? That's weird. Wasn't that happening to people the other day too? Oh yeah, absolutely. Send a link if you want, like post a comment with the link in the comments for this video too so everyone can check it out. because we'd all love to hear it, I'm sure. We all want to support each other with this stuff, right? Like, Eve, if you write your book, we're all going to buy it. I got the download about a book that I'm supposed to write too. Many people don't know that I am a writer. That was what I thought I was going to do with my life. It's what all my teachers thought I was going to do with my life. It's kind of funny that I haven't written. I mean, I went through a short period of time where I wrote actually for like a little cannabis magazine. But I haven't really done much with my writing. Sometimes I've gone through little bouts with poetry, but I was like a fiction writer. And when I was in like I don't know how old, probably like 12, 13, 11, 12, 13 years old, I used to sit in my room and write novels. That was like what I did with my spare time. It's like I wrote about all the stuff that I wish that I was out there doing, but I was too shy to actually do, and all the crazy, wild trouble that I wished I could get in. And then I started getting into that trouble and doing those things, and I put the pen down. And I told everyone I was doing research, right? And so all the crazy scenarios and situations that I got myself into in my active addiction days, I looked at all of that as research, and really everything in life. So at this point, I'm still researching. And at some point, I'm really realizing I'll probably write a nonfiction, like a biography or something, autobiography. But the book that I got a download for is actually a fiction book that it's like fiction, nonfiction, if you know what I mean. But that's going to take some discipline. So thank you for reminding me about that. We all need to keep reminding each other about this stuff. And if anybody has anything that they have written, if anyone does get published, send us a link so that we can support you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, you guys, you know what? I just got a vision of us like starting a publishing company or something like that. There's so many things that we could all do, like putting our energy together. And that's going to be also, I think, sort of an aim as we're moving towards creating more of a private community and a different, through different means, is like really being in a space where we can connect and begin to collaborate, because there's so many talented people. We're all so talented, and we all have so many beautiful things to offer. And it's really about coming together to create together. So I'm looking forward to how that continues to coalesce and come together for us, because but yeah, anyone who has anything, you've written a book, you have a YouTube channel, you have a website, you've recorded an album, whatever it is that you've done or that you do, definitely drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments so that people can check you out, because this is what we want to do, is be connecting with each other. And I don't do it as often as I would like. I need to do it more often, where I just go through and click on people's things and like subscribe to your channels if you have channels, and check out your stuff. Like, I want us all to be doing that for each other all the time, because it's so important to support each other. And it feels really good when we have that, when we know that we have that support from each other too, because it's so important for us all to be creating. That's what we were put on this planet to do, right? When we are creating, we are in our divinity. We are embodying our authentic self, our true divine blueprint, and we are singing our soul song. And that's what we were all put here to do, is to sing that song. All right. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited. I know there's so many really high quality artists on SoundCloud, and I don't spend enough time on there. I spend a lot of time on Spotify, which is also a great platform. I love the fact that they've stood up against censorship. There's been a lot of people who are calling on them to cancel different people who had different podcasts and stuff like that on there, and they refuse to do it. I love them for that. Spotify is great. But SoundCloud is really the place where people can get heard in the beginning, and there's so many talented artists on there. So it's a great reminder to all of us as well to check people out on there. All right, what are these last two cards here? I'm getting like super hangry, so we're going to be ending this in a second. I also have more more stuff I gotta get done here today, but I'm so glad we were able to connect and have this live stream together. I love you guys so much. So we have the Emperor inverted and the Queen of Swords inverted. Ooh, so yeah, there's a lot of inverted energy. A lot of those old inverted timelines that are purging, right? A lot of these old that we're abandoning. A lot of like so it's like for a lot of people, yeah, then we got the Six of Pentacles inverted as well, one-sided, conditional giving, dependence, greed. Yeah, so a lot of people are going to be putting their worst foot forward, so to speak. Like just know that and don't allow yourself to get dragged into that energy. And just don't take that personally if other people are in that energy. Okay, this is where we want to really just stand in our sovereignty and stand in our love as well. You know what I mean? Just send love, but get the fuck out of the way, essentially. Let people run amok. If they want to run amok, you know, if they want to do whatever they're going to do, allow them to have their drama fest, but we don't need to participate in it. We just send love. All right. Send love from a place of compassionate detachment and continue moving forward, continue making moves, continue doing what we do. Whether that is staying in our house and resting up or getting out there and kicking some ass in the world, you know what I mean? In the best way possible. It's like follow your heart, you listen to your body, listen to your soul. Clear. And don't let people drag you onto their inverted timelines, basically. Yes, there we go. There's a positive card. We got the Nine of Pentacles, rewards of your labor, upright. All right, that's right. The work that you put in, what you reap, you sow. What you put in, you will get back. All right. But don't be taking on other people's karma. Clear. Just worry about your own. Serenity prayer. Clear. It's so funny, Jamie. I've been using the serenity prayer a lot lately, and it's been coming up a lot. It really is. I mean, the serenity prayer is just gold. I don't care if you're a recovering addict or not. Like the serenity prayer, it's so perfect. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Boom. Done. All right. That is the recipe for serenity right there. That's it. That is a perfect, I'm glad you brought that up, Jamie. That is a perfect guiding force to bring us through the end of this year. Amok. You guys are great. Oh, hi, Johnny. I did see you there. Clear. And then I got distracted, or I was on my soapbox or whatever I was doing, and I forgot to say hello. So hello, brother. It's great to see you. All right. We are going to be clear completing this for today. All right. But I love you all so much. We got this. Stand in your truth, stand in your love, stand in your power. Stay committed to your own growth and evolution, to your own higher timeline. Try not to resist, right? The beautiful, authentic, divine flow of energy in your own reality. That's it. We'll all be just fine. All right. I love you so much. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Everyone who's here, Goose Fraba. I say that all the time too. Is that from Seinfeld? Is that where that comes from? It was Serenity Now, and then it was Goose Fraba, right? Am I getting that? Is that accurate? I feel like that's where that comes from. That's so funny. This is why we're all so connected, you guys. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, words do have power, man. But it's the intention and the vibration behind them. That's where the true power lies, right? Dependence mightier than the sword. Anger management. That's where that's from. Okay. Also great. Yeah. The episode that I was thinking of, the Serenity Now episode of Seinfeld, was the first thing that I was thinking of there. Anger Management is a fantastic movie. Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, it's good stuff, you guys. Okay. I couldn't remember which was from which, but yeah, that's a classic. If anyone needs a good laugh, there's a good movie to watch. Anger Management. That's Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson, if I'm not mistaken. I feel pretty, oh so pretty. Oh yes, good stuff. It is. It's so good. Such a classic. Yeah. Back when Adam Sandler was in his prime, right? And I pity anyone who isn't me today. Or something like that, right? Yeah. Yeah, good stuff, you guys. Good stuff. Exactly. So just find those moments of laughter. That's what it's all about, right? Just laughing, having fun. Oh, thank you. Sending hugs right back to you, Galactic Elf. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? It's so beautiful to just be free to be who we are, right? If this were even like probably yesterday, honestly, I never would have sung out loud on YouTube, but who cares, right? Who really cares? Like, it's fun. It feels good. That scene is probably the I Feel Pretty scene is probably one of the best scenes in that movie too. So if somebody's watching this who's never seen Anger Management and you want just a quick little glimpse of what the movie is, look up Google or type it right into YouTube like I Feel Pretty Anger Management, and you'll find like one of the greatest scenes from that movie. It's good stuff, you guys. It's good stuff, and that's Spirit's reminder too, just to make sure that we're laughing. Make sure that we're laughing and having fun and we're not taking anything too seriously right now. All right. Because we tend to do that, right? We need to find ways to lighten it up, to lighten the mood. And if things start getting heavy with us, with the people that we love as well, if we're having those challenging holiday moments and stuff like that, find a way to take it back to laughter. Find a way to bring it back to fun. Why do I feel like this is so weird? I don't know if this is a metaphor for like what the energy is like right now either, but it's like I had all of my decks upside down or something, because I don't have the time and the patience to go through and flip all my cards upright and have everything facing the same way when I start every reading. So I just let them be as they are. But I feel like every card, when I was cutting the deck to put the cards in, every card was the opposite way of the card that I was trying to put in the deck. So it's literally like don't try to force anything to fit where it doesn't fit right now, was like for some reason, what I was thinking as I was trying to put these cards away, clear. And it was like everything was at odds with itself. You know what I mean? We might feel at odds with ourselves. We might feel at odds with the world as we're moving through Sagittarius season at moments in time. Just continue to focus on what's important, to really understand what's important, and not to allow ourselves to get caught up. Not just in other people's drama, but in the drama within our own minds. All right. This is once again one last reminder of the lower timelines trying to suck us and seduce us back in. We're not falling for that. All right. Just turn on some Adam Sandler. All right. If you need the laugh and you find yourself getting too serious, getting pulled into it, pull out the Goose Fraba. You know, Serenity Prayer, but just like get yourself laughing. You know what I mean? It's like laughter immediately dislodges lower vibrational energy. It immediately brings you into a higher vibration. So clear. It's a great tool, great coping tool for us as we're moving through these times. Yes, needed changes in perception. Exactly. Hangman energy, very much clear. It was so funny the other day. I was in bed and I'm trying to, when I have the time, you know, having a small child, it's not always possible for me to lie around in bed and have a few moments of meditation before I get up. Like when he gets up, I need to get up. You know what I mean? But sometimes I do have that opportunity. And I've been practicing just sending my body love in the morning, just sending myself love, but particularly my body, because I'm working on having a better relationship with my body. And so I'm doing that. And I realized that I was in the like for some reason, when I woke up, I was in the position of the hanged man. I had my leg up and everything. And I was like, oh, this is weird. So I went and I did more research and I looked more deeply into the energy of the hanged man card. I have I wish I had the book ready, available for you guys to show you right now. I have a really great tarot book that I work with, and it goes really in depth into all of the deeper meanings of the cards and all of that, the esoteric connections, the Kabbalah, all of that stuff. And so, yeah, I was looking into more deeply into that card the other day. It was really interesting. I'm trying to remember all the different, because a lot of us, we see it as a pause, right? A change of perspective. It's also about initiations, awakenings, activations. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about the hanged man that wanted to that wants to come through right now. No, not in this moment. Interesting. But yeah. Yeah, it's just funny that you mentioned the hanged man, because that energy has been coming through quite a bit. Sacrifice, obviously, a lot of us know it, and that understanding of it. The name of what book, Annika? Nurse John, To Watch for Laughs. Nice. We can check that out. Clear. But the hanged man, that really is what we're going through right now, right? Because it's that's that pause, but it's not really a pause. So the way the book that described it was the tarot book. I don't know off the top of my head, Annika. I'll try to remember to look it up and put it in the comments, the name of it. It's like a guidebook to working with tarot. I'll pop it in the comments for you guys what the name of it is. It's a really great book. I'm actually working with another deck now, a really powerful sacred deck that goes even deeper. But the first book, I'll link that for people. But what were we saying? Oh yeah, they describe that, they compare the hanged man to like an acid trip or something like that. Like when you take that time, when you take psychedelics, and it really like blows your perspective wide open, right? And you have those powerful epiphanies. Like that's that it's like the illumination, the enlightenment. Like I loved the way that they really described the energy of that. But we're all kind of in that energy right now of like that pause, where we're getting this fresh perspective, this fresh view of our lives, of reality, as we're moving into this new timeline and this new energy. And it's like that breath in. Well, actually, maybe we're on the out breath. Maybe we just took the in breath and now we're on the out breath. But regardless, it's that integration. It's that space in between. It's weird. It's like the analogy that I'm getting right now is almost like the pause between breaths. So it's not the in breath or the out breath. It's the pause between. And there's a powerful awakening and a shift in perspective that's happening for each and every single one of us. And then as we move into 2024, that energy is going to have an like that expanded perspective and awareness is going to have a chance to grow and to take form. Right? If that makes sense. All right, you guys, I love you. I honor you. I respect you. I hope that you have, oh, what Eve? Clear. Yes, exactly. Like a dark hallway. sure. Trusting in the darkness. I recommended the Cave of Creation meditation to people by Rising Phoenix Aurora the other day. I still definitely recommend that. The Dark Hallway reminded me of that. Yes, Eve, very much the in-between. Very much so. All right. So much love to you all. Now I am actually going to go. I'll talk to you guys soon. If you haven't hit that like button yet, go ahead and do so. Much love to you all. Thank you. Oh, hi, Michael, by the way. I said hi to you psychically. I'm sure that you heard it. I don't think I said it out loud, but when all right. Talk to you all soon.